obviously with exercise, as we all know, it releases so much dopamine when you're like doing it that no matter what happens, even if you hate the exercise as you're doing it afterwards, you always feel really good. Looking at beautiful things the whole time. Sometimes I get to the top and the view is so spectacular that I'm like brought to tears. And obviously that in itself is just like an exhilarating experience. So you got like double the amount of dopamine. And then I think what's really important as well is it gives you time away from your phone. You can literally go on a hike with someone that you don't know at all, walk for 8 hours and be like the best of friends afterwards. So it really connects you with people, especially when you're going with someone.
If you have ever wanted to understand why we should be asking for nature's help on mindset, adventures, and more, then you're in the right place. So, welcome to Maximise Nature. Welcome to Maximise Nature. Today's guest is Rhiannon. Whenever she has a moment to spare, she is out hiking somewhere in the UK wilderness or beyond. Her love of hiking has taken her across the world, to places like Canada, Australia, Japan, and Scotland, just to name a few. If you have ever wanted to know why so many people love hiking and the views that come along with it, then this is the perfect episode to listen to. We're going to explore with her what can happen on a hike when all you have is a backpack, some hiking boots, and a dream. It's that simple, guys. Then we can take the good thoughts and put them in a travel bag, ready to use on our next adventure. So with that, here is the next episode of the Maximise Nature Podcast, available everywhere. First, thank you, Rhiannon, for taking the time and talking to me and the listeners of the Maximise Nature Podcast today. Rhiannon, how would you introduce yourself to people if they walked past you on a hike and wanted to know a little bit more about you and what you do?
Well, thank you for having me. Honestly, I feel so honored. It's very kind of you. I guess if someone was to walk past me on a hike and I was just to start saying hello, I would sort of say that I'm a bit of a full-time traveler. That's kind of what I call myself these days. Someone that's sort of like living a bit more of an unconventional life because it's kind of like what I've always dreamed of. I'm definitely someone that just loves to be outdoors and have fun and have lots of adventures and just be surrounded by awesome people who just are a real positive influence on my life.
Why do you think that hiking is the best way to experience the outdoors?
You know, I've actually thought about this so much when I've been hiking because I've literally said to myself, this is just the best thing ever and it's the best form of exercise. I think it comes down to a couple of reasons. Firstly, it is just such a good form of exercise. Like you work your cardio and you also work your legs, like your muscles the whole time. And obviously with exercise, as we all know, it releases so much dopamine when you're like doing it that no matter what happens, even if you hate the exercise as you're doing it afterwards, you always feel really good. So I think that's one thing. And then combined with the fact that you're looking at beautiful things the whole time, sometimes I get to the top and the view is so spectacular that I'm like brought to tears. And obviously that in itself is just like an exhilarating experience. So you got like double the amount of dopamine. And then I think what's really important as well is it gives you time away from your phone. You can literally go on a hike with someone that you don't know at all, walk for 8 hours and be like the best of friends afterwards. So it really connects you with people, especially when you're going with someone. And then lastly, it just gives you so much of a better appreciation for nature and you care about it a lot more. I find myself, you know, picking up litter all the time, like no matter where I go and like shoving it in my bag because I just care so much about the environment now because you just see so many beautiful things and the last thing you want to do is to watch it get destroyed by, you know,
Rubbish, yeah.
rubbish. Exactly.
What's really important to highlight there is the impact of just the dopamine shot that you really don't need from your phone. You can just get it from the outdoors, and I think that is probably the key to everything to do with the outdoors. Like, we can be so self-sufficient without our phones. What are some of the challenges you have faced when hiking, and why is everybody's experience in nature so different?
Some of the challenges, I'd say there's been times where I've just been, like one thing comes to mind where I've been sort of, I get lost a lot. I feel like a lot of people get lost a lot.
Yep.
You know, I think, you start walking and then the trail just like looks like it goes left and it definitely does not go left. And then you're following it. And then all of a sudden, then you get like your intuition tells you there's something wrong about this. And you check the
Yeah.
map and you're like, God damn, now I've got to go all the way back up. And I've done that before in like spaces where like there's kind of a no fall zone and you really like should not have gone that way and you have to like correct yourself. So I've definitely faced a little bit of like getting in sticky situations in that sense for sure. Sorry, what was the second part of that question?
Why is everybody's experience in nature so different?
I'd say because everybody has different goals and different ability levels. For me, my experience in nature these days, if I'm not doing something that's quite challenging, I don't love it as much. But somebody could go walk around a lake that has no elevation and find that like the biggest walk of the day. So it's just definitely individual to like what you want to get out of being outside for sure.
I definitely think it's really individualistic, but in the best way. Because, like you were
Yeah.
saying, it's all about getting the most out of it for you or whoever's on that hike. What is one thing you have learned about yourself in the outdoors that you can now take with you in your metaphorical backpack?
Oh, okay. This one is silly. So I'm a very hangry person. Like if I get hungry, oh my God, like it's not good for anybody that's around. And myself, that too. So something I learned because I did a lot of hiking with my best friend out in Canada, like the past couple years. And it would get to a point where we've done like a big hike and I would just go non-verbal. Like I'd have nothing else to say. I'd be like in a bad mood. She'd like be trying to talk to me and I'd just be like huffing about. And then I'd eat something like after like an hour of being like that. And then all of a sudden I'd be totally fine again. And so I've kind of come to the conclusion now that, I mean, I take this with, every aspect of my life now. If I'm feeling nonverbal, if I don't want to speak to people, if I'm getting a bit annoyed, if I eat something, it just cures everything. So I will always bring that with me now. If I'm not feeling 100% myself, I'm just hungry. That's all it is.
Honestly, yeah, same.
Yeah, right.
I've just been training for a marathon, and I mean, I obviously need to eat a lot of food. And whenever I was at work, and I was just upset at something completely stupid, it might have been something I've literally just done correct. I've just been upset about it. I actually left, grabbed a meal deal, came back. For those that don't know what meal deal is, it's basically a little lunch you get from Tesco or a shop or something. Came back, and I was right as rain. It was lovely.
Yeah. What is your meal deal of choice?
Oh, fine. Peach iced tea is the drink. Hoisin Dutch or Jim chicken wrap.
Yeah.
And then, please don't judge me for this, but plain crisps.
That is bad.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What's your meal doing?
Well, the thing is, I hadn't actually been in the UK for a while, so I kind of like forgot what the options were. And now I'm back. They've changed a lot. So I don't know what I've been getting though recently, which honestly, I don't think people will rate this either. I go for the like spicy bean wrap or the hummus and falafel wrap. And then I go for the egg protein pop because I'm like, get my protein in, like, because I usually get them for a hike. So I'm like, what can give me the most amount of energy?
Yeah.
And then I'll go for either a juice, like a smoothie or something, or a sparkling water because I'm on my sparkling water grind at the moment. I'm just loving it.
Okay, I'm not
Very
gonna,
different, right?
I'm not.
Very
I'm not.
different.
I'm not saying anything about the sparkling water, but okay.
That's okay. I can be judged. That's fine.
No, it's fine. I don't judge here.
Of course.
Yeah, sure. No, but going back to the point, it is all about really fueling yourself properly and making sure you have what you need to really enjoy the hike. And that is hangriness is definitely a challenge for anyone in the outdoors.
Yes, yeah, literally.
Why is it important for everybody to understand that an outdoor adventure is always accessible, no matter where in the world you are?
I think because an adventure, again, is just like what you want it to be. Like, you can literally go on a little walk with your dog and it be an adventure because you're having lots of fun and you're observing things. So I think like even just like as long as you have like your own 2 feet and you can step outside that door and go walk somewhere, like you're gonna have an adventure if you put your mind to it. I'm a big believer in that your perspective shapes like the whole world around you. And so however you choose to view something is what you'll get out of it. So if you choose to view the walk that goes round your village or like round the city, wherever you live, as an adventure, then you're going to have an outdoor adventure.
It's exactly, and to be honest, I'm exactly the same. Like, I don't
Mm.
really see why you should look at any, even if it's a walk or something you might not want to go and do, but when you're actually out there, you do enjoy it.
Oh,
And I
100%.
think it's all about having that perspective. And what you just said is very close to my tagline for the podcast, which is get
Yeah.
out and explore what's beyond your front door. And I
Oh, I love
think what you said is exactly why it's my slogan.
I'm just so aligned, you know.
Mm. You and your sparkling water.
Me and my sparkling water. Yeah, don't diss the sparkling water. It's like
I'm
having a
not.
fizzy. It's like having a fizzy drink, but with none of the bad stuff.
That's fair. Okay. Why is experiencing different natural landmarks across the globe something people dream about? And what happens when you are lucky enough to do it?
I think people dream about it because everybody wants to experience the most out of life. I think it's very easy for us all to sort of conform to what we've been told to do our whole lives, which is to go to school and then go to university and then you get a job and you get like a house and all of that sort of stuff. Like it's a very like cookie cutter existence. And that's why people dream of doing something else because it's different and you get to see the world. I do actually know a lot of people, not a lot of people, but like a few people that don't really care about traveling, which really shocks me. But for the most part, I feel like people want to just like feel fulfilled and see what's out there, you know? And also, especially with social media these days, like you see it all on your feed and stuff. And so people want to go see it in person and be inspired by the people that are doing it. And then I feel like when you're lucky enough to go see all of these places, you feel that fulfillment. You know, when I get to see some of the things that like I've dreamed of seeing my whole life, or like over the past like few months or few years, I'm just like there's such a sense of achievement that like I've actually gone out there and done it. I have to say though, like the landmarks and stuff like that, the like really famous ones, are often a little bit underwhelming compared
Mm.
to the ones that you find by just like random chance, you know? The ones that are like less known about, the like hidden gems that you just stumble upon or because you spoke to a local or something like that. I definitely think those are definitely more fulfilling.
They definitely are, because often whenever I've been out and you just stumble across something, it's that art of surprise that just hits different for me. I don't know whether it's the
Yeah.
same for you, but it really just brings another level, like what you were also saying about like fulfillment, to like going out and actually getting away from your 9 to 5 and
Mm.
just really being, I guess, even though we're a lot older now, being that kid that
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think is really important to always go back to if you're ever in
Yeah.
what's the word? If you're ever in like a slump or something, and just
Yeah.
remember why you're doing what you enjoy doing.
Yeah. Connect to your inner child because
Mm.
that just makes you the happiest all the time.
Mm. It's certainly something I've like tried to implement, because yeah, you change, but realistically, like in terms of your not habits, in terms of what you've been brought up to, that for
Mhm.
me were my happiest years before I went through education and stuff. And now it's obviously slightly different, but it still remains the same, that you do get enjoyment out of the same things or like
Mm.
similar things.
Yeah, literally. Like when I get to climb some rocks, oh my God, I'm like the happiest little kid ever. I'm like, woohoo, like I get to touch all the rocks, you know? It's just so good.
Yeah, no, I get you. It's really, especially when
Mm.
you reach the high point, like it's amazing, isn't it?
Completely.
Why is the outdoors the best place to be, and how has it helped you in the past?
It's the best place to be because you're just away from civilization.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, you don't have like all of these like different voices that are just like telling you what to do or whatever. I don't know. Like there's been times where I've just like sat or like been walking or somewhere outdoors and I just hear absolutely nothing, or I just hear the wind or something like that. And it's a really nice time to be peaceful and to be introspective and to listen to your own voice.
Mm.
And so I value that quite a lot.
Yeah, I definitely think that's something the outdoors definitely brings out of
Mm,
everybody. Because so
mm,
often, like you were saying earlier, we are just comparing ourselves on Instagram on anything, and it's
mhm.
often that we try and judge ourselves based off other people. And if we just
Yeah.
listen to what we listen to our intuition, then even though we might end up going left, as I mean you did and I did as well, but you will always get something out of it, and you will gain
Yeah.
confidence from just being out, something going wrong, and then correcting it. But you'll
Hmm.
still have the best time ever because you'll be outdoors.
Yeah, I have righted all of my wrongs on hikes before. Like if I've had a problem in my life and I've just gone out and I've talked to myself out loud, the crazy person I am, and just like figured things out, and I've come back and I've just felt so much more like clear. It's just such a nice space to feel like yourself and to feel like, that you belong to yourself and stuff like that. I know that sounds so hippy dippy.
It doesn't. It doesn't, because I mean, it might do to some people, but it does not to me. Like, it just sounds like, I don't know, you're just at peace with yourself, which I guess is the whole point of being outdoors.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, I can't recommend it enough, honestly.
Rhiannon, are you up for a game of sweet truth?
Okay, okay.
You need to tell me three things: one truth and two falsehoods about an outdoor experience. Either I get the sweet victory of picking the truth, or you get the sweet victory of persuading me to pick a falsehood. It's that
So
simple.
is
Yep.
it three different stories or all one? And I have to make it
I
one
mean, it can be
narrative.
whatever. It can be any. To be fair, it
So
just one,
two lies
two.
and a truth.
Yeah, pretty much. It's a glorified version of that. Yeah.
Okay. I was hiking in Canada and I had a very close encounter with a grizzly bear that I didn't think was a grizzly bear, so I just walked right past it. Was like taking photos with my friends. I was cold dipping somewhere really remote, so I was just like, I'm just gonna skinny dip, like let's just go for it. And someone walked like in on me and caught me, and it was really embarrassing. And I was hiking and climbing up this rock face, like a scramble, and I slipped and I fell 10 meters.
What was the second one?
Then I was skinny dipping somewhere and someone walked in on me.
First one.
The grizzly bear.
What did you do in the situation for the second one then? Like, what was going
Oh,
through your mind?
oh, I'm just chill with it, honestly. These days, I'm just kind of like, if someone walks in, like, lucky them.
You can't really do anything.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I can't do anything, and you only make a situation awkward if you're awkward. So you just have to
Exactly,
say
yeah.
hi. How are you?
What? No, nothing's going on there. I'm just chilling. Like,
Yeah, exactly. I'm just having a good old time.
the bear one. Did any? Did did you just? What did you think after? Or did you just go,
Oh,
okay,
well,
shit?
I didn't realize at the time, so I was looking at the photos afterwards, and I was like, ah, yes, that's got a big hump and a heart-shaped face. That definitely was a grizzly bear. That makes sense
Oh
now. Why the
my!
people that walked ahead of us turned around and said, "Don't go that way. There's a bear."
If that's true,
Mm-hmm.
please send me a photo of that because I want to see it.
Of course.
Was there anyone with you on when you fell off?
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, I had a friend. They looked after me. I was okay. Like I say, I bounced back quite easily, but I was a little shaken up. Couldn't
No,
hike for like a couple weeks after that.
no, I get you because my parents have just done or attempted to do the walk from coast to coast, so east coast to west. This is UK, east coast to
Yeah.
the west coast, and
Oh.
my mum and dad were up this fairly steep incline, and my mum fell off and she landed on rocks, and the only thing
Yeah.
stopping her from dropping about 70 feet was her backpack.
Oh my
Genuinely,
God.
I'm like,
Yeah, I mean that hurts.
it does, but it's also I don't want to lose my mum.
No, that's so scary. Is she
No.
okay?
Yeah, no, she's all good, yeah. She's all good, thank God. But,
No, yeah, thank
yikes.
God.
I'll go two is the truth.
I'm really good at lying. I'm really good at lying. Yeah, you're wrong. I'm
Great.
sorry. Yeah.
What was the truth?
The grizzly bear. I did actually just walk straight past a grizzly bear with all my friends. We were taking photos of it. We were just like, oh, nah, it's a black bear. It's totally chill. And we looked later and we were like, God damn, that was a grizzly bear. That was really silly from us. Yeah.
It's not running
It
at
was,
us.
it was just eating some flowers and stuff. It was chilling.
Just chilling. I mean, well done.
Yeah. Thanks. Thanks.
What are some of your challenges you have faced when trying to plan your next trip, either solo or as a group?
Well, I'm currently trying to plan my next like big trip over the like the coming winter. And the challenge that I'm facing right now is just like actually sitting down and planning it. I used to be a big organizer, like everything had to be planned like months in advance, but these
Yeah.
days I kind of get anxiety about planning in advance. I don't like it at all, and so I'm very much just like, "Oh, I'll just do it like when it's closer to the time." So I find that I'm just really well. In fact, I'm actually going to Switzerland for a group trip on like next week, like in a few days, and I have planned not very much at all. And I'm like, come on, Rhiannon, you need to sit down and do this. You need to plan stuff. You need to start packing, and I just like don't. So I'm just so like last minute with everything. I wish I was a little bit more organized in that sense. So that's probably one of my challenges that I face when I plan a trip.
It does need to be a little planned, but often I find anyway the best trips are when got a rough itinerary. You don't have to stick to it. And like I've had some days, for example, that Australia day was great because I had a story because I got lost.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah,
often when
yeah.
it doesn't always go to plan,
Oh,
but
yes.
it often in a weird way does go to plan, if that makes sense.
Yeah, my friend has like the best quote ever. She says that if you have absolutely no expectations, anything is an achievement. So that's kind of words I live by.
To be fair, I have the quote as well, like, but it's like to aim for the highest point is not only to climb a mountain, and in that sense, you
Mm.
don't have to know where you're going. For me, anyway, vibe out and eventually get there.
Yeah, I like that. It doesn't matter what path you take, you'll get there eventually.
I mean, we've all been there, right? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Speaking of mindsets and quotes, etc., what are your top three items that are either physical or mindset related that you would recommend to everybody listening when they head out into the outdoors?
I would say always bring a raincoat. Oh my gosh, like you will
Yeah.
literally never ever regret bringing a raincoat. But then the moment you do not bring it and you don't have it when it rains on you, you will hate your life and everyone else around you as well for not bringing that bloody raincoat. So for sure, bring a raincoat. I swear to God. A mindset I would say is to prepare yourself for any like weather condition. I know it's kind of similar, but like even just like your expectations of what you might get out of it as well. Like I went on a hike a couple of weeks ago and I thought it was going to be really sunny the whole time. And it ended up being like low visibility, like low cloud, kind of like wind, well, really windy and quite rainy. And I felt disappointed and I was annoyed at myself because I was disappointed with the hike that I didn't enjoy it as much as I wanted to because I had these expectations that it was going to be this phenomenal day, like, and I was going to see all of these amazing views. And I think just like reminding yourself that like anything could happen and to not get too far ahead with your expectations so that you end up disappointed. Because at the end of the day, like I don't want to feel disappointed after a hike. I want to feel amazing after a hike. So I'd say that as well. And then I would also say that you should expect that you will feel tired probably by the end of it. And there will be
Yeah.
parts of the hike where you're like actually dragging your feet. Like the downhill sometimes is painful, especially if it's a long way down. And you just have to like mentally battle, you know, the fact that you still like you can see the road miles and miles and miles away, and that you probably got 2 hours before you get to the bottom and it's really late, but to just like find it within yourself to still find enjoyment and to still have a good time, and that you will get there eventually and you will be tired by the end of it, but you know, you just climbed a mountain, so you should give yourself a bit of grace for that.
The word I want to use is bingo, because that's exactly what people should be taking from this episode, especially. And another one of like my mindset quotes is, "You're only ever one step away from a great time," and I think that is, to be honest, very non-weather dependent. Like if as long as you packed well and remembered that raincoat, because for me anyway, being at uni in Cardiff for 3 years, I needed that raincoat more than you believe. Honestly,
Yeah.
it was so wet.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But no, I think as long as just having a perception that you are going to go out and enjoy it no matter the weather is probably, for me anyway, my most important mindset, as it were.
Yeah, I've had some phenomenal rainy days, like especially if you do like a hike that ends in like a waterfall or something like that. Sometimes the rain brings out some incredible views and the clouds just look. So you have to remind yourself that sunny days are not always the best weather condition for that hike. And I also think that sometimes the universe wants you to see it in a certain condition, and that's why you see it the way you do, because you're not supposed to see it in a different way in that moment.
Exactly. It's all about perception, really, isn't it?
100%.
Rhiannon, for the listeners, when you're in nature, what's one moment or view that sticks with you to this day, just so the listeners can feel like they're with you in that moment and sharing it with you vicariously?
Okay, I actually have a really good one for this. This is the one that like always comes to the forefront of my mind. So I was hiking in Canada with my best friend. We were on Vancouver Island. We were doing this peak. Our other friend had lent us all this camping gear because we didn't have anything. So we were like, okay, yes, we're going to hike up. We're going to camp at the lake, and then we're going to hike up to the peak for the sunset. It's all good. So we go up, we put our stuff down, we go up for the sunset, and lo and behold, it's an inversion. So the cloud is like so low in the valley, and it's super white, and and because it's like September time, obviously the sunset is more like colorful because it's like getting darker earlier. So already it's like gearing up to be a phenomenal sunset. And we like there's like a two women that come up as well, and we're chatting to them, and they're like, they have this big tub of like ice cream, this pint of ice
Banging.
cream.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And we were talking to them about it because they were like taking photos of it, and we were like, oh wow, like where's this? How the hell have you got ice cream up here? One, because surely it melted, and two, like where's it from? And they said it was from a place called Chocolate Tofino, and we had gone to Chocolate Tofino the day before, and we tasted this vegan salt, because my friend's vegan salted caramel ice cream. It was honestly some of the best ice cream I've ever had, like vegan or not. And so we were talking to them about the ice cream, and they were like, oh, do you want some? What flavor is it? Oh, it's the vegan salted caramel. We were like, no way, like that's actually wild. Like just what we like discovered the day before, and we loved it.
Yeah.
So we were like eating the ice cream, we were taking photos, and it was genuinely the best sunset of my life. Like, and the inversion as well. So it just like made the colors even brighter. And it was like honestly phenomenal, like genuinely phenomenal. It was like probably one of like the most incredible experiences of my life, and I got to eat amazing ice cream at the top with my best friend in the world. So definitely that.
That is a vibe.
Yeah, right.
I want to be there right now, you know.
Oh, honestly, I see it clear as day. Like every time I think about it, it is like etched in my mind forever.
Yeah, no. I mean, I didn't even experience it, and it's in my mind, so I'm sure it's in the listeners' minds as well. Could really do with some ice cream now, to be fair.
You can see it on my profile. If you go and find anything to do with the 50/40 peak, you can see that. And now you know that I was eating ice cream at the top of that as well.
Nice. One last task. Please write down and send to me one nature-based phrase that I must get into the next podcast without my guest knowing. And did you spot the one that my last guest gave to me?
Okay.
In this episode?
Well, I mean, you said a few of your mindsets, so maybe it was one of those quotes that you threw in there. But no, probably not. I didn't.
Well, it was, and I got away with it. To aim for the highest point is not only to climb a mountain.
Oh, yeah. That was a good one, to be fair. I liked that.
It was literally the first one I put in, so I needed to figure out a way to try and throw you off of that.
Yeah, if you send me an email to remind me to do that, I will do it. Sorry, as I said, I'm a little chaotic these days. I'm all over, and I do work a
Yeah,
full-time job, so send me an email and I
no,
will do it. Otherwise, I will totally forget.
yeah, no worries. Oh, sorry. Where can people find out more about what you do and the amazing heights you go on?
You can find it on my Instagram at RhiannonHikes. That's kind of where everything is. I have a TikTok with the same name, but a lot of it is just the same content. I'm sort of moving towards trying to make this like my actual life and my full-time job. Hopefully one day in the near future that will be the case, and therefore they will be different things on those profiles. But yeah, mainly Instagram. That's kind of where you'll see all of my cool adventures and stuff like that. And if you're interested in joining, I do have group trips. I've got a group trip to Japan in November. There's still spots for that. And it's a really cool itinerary if you fancied it. And then I definitely have some more group trips in the pipeline that I will start advertising for very soon. So keep your eyes peeled if you're interested in those as well.
Perfect. Well, for someone who do you go on podcasts much, if at all?
No, this is actually my first podcast. I mean, I actually back in uni had my own little podcast. But that was way back when, and that's nothing to do with hiking. But yeah, no, I'm really like grateful that you asked me to come on. I love this sort of thing, and I love meeting new people as well. So it's really positive for me.
Rhiannon, thank you very much for joining us on the Maximise Nature Podcast today. I loved all your stories about your incredible hikes, your runnings, or should I say, quick avoidance of bears, and just all you've been able to teach my listeners, things about spontaneity, the trips that you're planning, adventures that you've been on when it's gone left, but it's actually worked out perfectly, and just for helping me bring the message to the audience, which is you can and you should head outdoors because it's just better for you than being on your phone or in your 9 to 5. So thank you again.
Yes, you're so welcome. No, thank you for having me. I do really appreciate it.
Thank you. If you enjoyed that episode, then we have plenty more to offer you. You interested? From a conversation with Paralympic champion Dimitri Coutier about the power of being active, to incredible wildlife conversations and encounters with Dr. Niall McCann. Find out more by typing in the Maximise Nature Podcast anywhere, and follow on Instagram at Maximise_Nature, that's at Maximise_Nature, for a chance not only to catch up on more episodes, but also maximise your midweek. Bye guys!